says in chat, late show equals awesome Patreon content. Yeah, we just recorded 40 minutes.
And it's 39 degrees at the moment, by the way.
Oh,
just
okay.
So you know.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
If we recorded this at like 9 in the morning, we could watch some real assholes right now. But unfortunately, it's a bit too late for that at the moment.
Oh, man. Hello, Internet. Hello, people hanging out with us in chat. How's everyone doing?
There's a Hall of Fame, and it literally just takes photos of stills of people crossing the road normally.
That's a really good joke, dude.
Oh, there's a photo of 4 people trying to do it in the pouring down rain.
That's really good.
Welcome to England, motherfuckers.
Hey,
here's a bunch of people just
doing?
talking. Here's a guy on a scooter delivering food. It literally just snaps a screenshot anytime someone crosses that crossing.
That's great.
I will put good money on the fact that half of these people
sitting next to me.
Ha!
I think this is the US version.
Money
yeah.
On like half of these motherfuckers not even knowing what crossing they're crossing.
Oh, for sure.
These are just people who live nearby and are just like, I just want to fucking go home.
Here's an all-time classic album. Garbage's first album. It's like an all-time classic.
I never got into Garbage.
First album, real good. Second album, incredibly divisive, but I think it's still really good.
It's similar to No Doubt, to be honest. Like, there's another one that I never really got into.
Here's another classic album cover.
That is a great cover. Now throw that thing in the fucking trash.
No, this is my favorite Marilyn Manson album, Mechanical Animals.
Yeah, but
it's not the best one. That's Antichrist Superstar. He is. That's been long known, though.
Yup.
What else do I have in here?
My God. Dude.
There we go. You'll know this one.
Hey. I was actually listening to that album like yesterday.
It's the best Perfect Circle album, the first one.
Hold on.
I mean, the second one is also good.
Let me check. Let me check.
My favorite.
Let me get the fucking discography up here because we're gonna get into some fucking fists.
We're gonna get some hot takes here. Oh, T-Bomb Rocks, Portrait of American Family is great. Portrait of American Family has my least favorite Marilyn Manson track, though, Cyclops. So that brings it like a smidge down for me.
Is that the diss track against Trent?
No, they didn't have a falling out until around Hollywood, I think.
Okay, so
excuse me.
You think Made in Noms is the best Perfect Circle album?
I think so because the tone, like the soundscape, is the most consistent.
I will agree with you there. However, 13th Step is the best Perfect Circle album.
13th Step, I would agree. I think it's the better of the two albums, but it's not my favorite. Like, if someone was like, you can listen to one of these two right now, I'd pick Mare de Nom.
I think very much like James Bond, very much like Doctor Who. I think your first is the thing you lean towards as the best.
The Mario Kart rule.
Sure.
Yeah.
I call it the James Bond rule, but sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
So, 13th Step was my first. And for Tool, I think it was actually Lateralis was my first for Tool, so that's my favorite album for them as well.
Oh, okay. My first one was Anima, and that's, I guess, it's a close race between that and Lateralis, whichever one would be my favorite one. I think we agree, though. Perfect Circle only had 2 good albums, though. Everything else,
the first 2,
yeah, just like falls off a cliff.
The worst thing is that I think they've still got some fucking banging songs on the later albums, like
like one or two here or there.
The album as a whole isn't great, but like whatever the fucking Buying Down the River, is a fucking amazing song.
It's really good. The cover of "Counting Sheep to the Rhythm of the War Drums," that remix, I think, is really good.
Mm. Oh fuck! Like that song, it also helps in my case that I have a very limited range on my highs and lows. Like
Sure.
when I was a kid, I was in the choir because I had a very deep low for a young age and a decent high. Now that's all gone to shit. Now I'm just this baritone middle where it's just like I
Sure.
can go high and low, and that is it.
Right. You got your range and you're hanging out.
Yeah. So like fucking Flying Down the River is the perfect, doesn't go too high, doesn't go too low for me to belt it out in the car and not break myself while I'm doing it.
Right. Okay. We got to start recording.
No. Tennant is the best Doctor. Agree or disagree?
I would agree.
I would agree too. He's not my favorite Doctor. He's the best Doctor.
I think he like captures all the many sides of the Doctor really well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we really have to record.
But David Tennant went on to marry the woman who played the Doctor's daughter in the TV show.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Who also, by the way, happens to be a real life Doctor's daughter.
Whoa!
Like she's legit.
It's the
like
multiverse.
The Doctor who David Tennant bases himself off. I think it's Tom something or other. I can't remember. Big scarf guy, I believe.
Yeah.
His actual daughter
is his wife. That's wild.
Is now married to David Tennant.
Man.
And she played the Doctor's daughter in an episode of Doctor Who.
It's wild.
It's fucking meta on like 15 different levels, dude.
Yeah, man. Okay. Are you ready to start this thing?
Sure. It's going to be a quick episode anyway, dude. I've only got like 17 games to talk about.
I've got 3.
So. I've got like 4, dude. You're fine.
Yeah. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpier.
Are you really the host, or are you just like, you start the car and we roll wherever it takes us?
In the good weeks, yeah, we kind of aim at a hill and kind of see where we go. Nimp isn't here this week. Should probably be back next week. If you're listening to this when it comes out, and if you'd like to do so, please go hit up the Google Docs, the forums for both predictions and Game Club. This is or Game of the Year. Sorry, predictions and Game of the Year. This is the last week to do them. They are pinned in the general channel of the Discord server, or they're going to be really high up in the Twitter account. If you can go do that, you don't have to have any sort of account for any of these services. You can just go fill that out. Anybody that does that super helps those 2 episodes. We're rapidly approaching recording both of those, so you had a little bit longer to do that. So please go help us. Please go do that. You can also help us by going to patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
You can sign up for all the cool exclusive early access, uncensored stuff. The Outcast this week, no one was here to stop us. So Moon and I talked about, we recorded probably about 45 minutes of a lot of stuff, a lot of topics, a lot of music talk, a lot of hot stuff. Favorite Reigns in chat says, can you post those links on Patreon, Boston? That's a fantastic idea. Thank you. I will do that. If you have ever been curious about the Outcast, this is probably one of those weeks to definitely. You get a peek behind the curtain for our December production stuff. We talk about a lot of stuff.
Off the rails.
Yeah, I don't think it was hard to bring us back onto the rails to do the 3, 2, 1 countdown here. So you can hear all of that. Patreon.com/E1M1.
Ones are numbers.
Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Oh boy. Okay. I played some, which we don't need to talk about this week, except to say congratulations, Lich,
Right.
on getting the thing from the thing from the thing that we don't talk about anymore.
The mytho of the class. Well, we played. Let's talk about it a little bit. We talked about
was this week my achievement week, or was that last week?
That was last week. This
That was
week
last
we
week.
this week we had some fun on Destiny. Just kind of did a bunch of stuff. We had some good raids. It was a good week. Some good stuff. The 30th anniversary pack comes out on Tuesday, which I am nearly feral for more Destiny 2 content, since there hasn't been...
Dude, you literally play it all the time.
I haven't played
new stuff.
Well, I haven't really played in like a month because
That's a lie.
I'm done. Well, except for Thursday and Friday, which I'm none of that is new content either. So like at this point, it's just like give me a hit of the new stuff. You know, I definitely don't have a problem.
No, and you definitely are not spreading this problem to other people, because I definitely did not load up a different character after we raided to see how long it would take to get them leveled.
Oh,
that
no.
definitely did not happen.
Gotcha.
Definitely not. 100% didn't happen at all. We're not going to talk about that.
I'm
case it's an experiment that doesn't go through.
I'm sort of sorry and sort of proud.
The reason it occurred to me was because if you MFers are going to run 3 bosses or 3 end boss fights for the raid,
yep.
If you guys are going to do that, I might as well maximize my minutes.
Well, for sure.
The question is,
get your drops.
How many minutes do I need to maximize my minutes maximizably? Is the question.
Right. How much is it worth playing all this content? That the tough part is the content on your second and third characters is not fundamentally different enough for it to be this entirely new thing. It's like, oh well, I can using Destiny Item Manager, I can move all my weapons over from my primary characters to my other ones, so they start with a much higher light level than otherwise. That helps a little bit, but you're just kind of doing the same seasonal storyline stuff that you've been doing, so...
Yeah, and my other characters don't have stasis.
Right. So you gotta go do that. Which is good. I mean, Beyond Light is a good campaign, but you did it already.
Do I really need to hear like the clicking and the thing, all the disgusting mouth noises all over again?
There's a lot of mouth noises. Well, you don't have to have the sound on this time. You can listen to Star Wars Minute.
I always listen to podcasts while I'm playing Destiny, unless I'm playing with you.
There you go. You already got it set.
That should be a given by now. That's why I'm down to 78 episodes left.
Right. Oh, man.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because I jumped in and I transferred a bunch of guns over, and I was like, I do have a 2-week vacation coming up.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
You know, it might help, maybe. But then I also have like a bajillion games installed at 19 gigabytes free, and Halo coming out in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
1 day, if you're listening to this. Like,
come
on. And no, because they're developers, they're gonna stick in a stupid legendary achievement where I have to beat the game solo in legendary, and with these
skulls on, yep.
Yeah, because people are insane.
Yep.
And I haven't even beat Halo 5, so... I haven't even started Halo 5.
There you go.
I don't know.
Video games. That's why I started a list this year of 2021 games I can't forget about that look really cool.
Yeah, I have that too, but it's just a copy and paste Excel sheet from the 2021 in video games Wikipedia page, so I might need to trim that down a little bit.
Only 500 games left to go.
Yeah. Dude, that's just to get my space on my hard drive, let alone all the games I have to buy to play.
That's just to get to, like, 0. Like...
Yeah. It's that that's to bring my body to its natural pH balance,
Right.
and then I can figure out what poison I want to bring
That's
in.
that's right.
You
Oh
know,
boy.
why not?
Yeah.
But yes, we play some. That's fine. Whatever. I played a bunch of Forza Horizon 5, but I was stupid and was listening to a podcast while I was playing it, so I missed out on any sweet references. So,
Mm.
as predicted, Moonpier's Forza Horizon 5 reference of the week lasted a week.
Right.
So it
Right.
was exactly as planned the whole way down. So
Yep.
that went perfectly well.
I
Forza
I
Horizon 5
played I played a bunch of that this week, largely to try and do the enough of the I'm almost so you know how they have the 4 seasons in like the festival playlist menu.
I didn't know they had a hotel in there, but yeah.
That's thank you. We're on.
We are tired and it shows.
Yeah, December's real rough. We're on the 4th season, which is spring.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we're on spring this week, and I am like 10 points away. You know how they have those 4 seasons, and then there's like the overall objectives you're doing for the month. Like the first car is the car from the cover, the second car is some hard to find legendary. I'm like 10 points away from getting that second car from this month, and I just have not been able to kick enough of this cold this week to spend the time to do like a bunch of online races to just get those last couple points. I gotta get back in there.
I was really annoyed because I think the second season or the third season, whichever one I didn't play, was the one that had the bloody Trueno AE86, which really annoyed me that I missed out on that one because that's the infamous drifting car from Initial D, and I will forever have a beautiful place in my heart for the Initial D live action movie starring a K-pop star a J-pop star before it was popular to do so. That movie's so good in such a terrible way.
But I bet that those cars, as per like the seasonal thing, I bet they'll show up in the Forza-thon store for Horizon. What's that?
They'll either be in the auto show, the Forza-thon store, or they'll show up in wheel spins.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're playing enough, the wheel spins will just happen. Which I will give a shout out here to a certain co-host's partner and children, I should say.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you're going to have the same scourge of your Drivatar list this week that I did.
Does it end with 100 by any chance?
It sure does.
Okay, so let's throw some shade together, shall we?
This, like, Drivatar ninja that, before it was Jimbo Jangles from the community, that just had, like, the cleanest line, and I'm rubbing his racing the entire race. Until this one, the co-host who is not here this week, someone in his family is too good, I guess.
See, you get the good version. That's interesting. So you get, because I actually reached out to find out because I was getting fed up.
Okay.
To be honest. So yeah, we are talking about the nymph, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, does your wife have a profile on Xbox?
Right. Is she playing Forza Horizon 5 right now?
Because, and I got the response of, well, yeah, but my wife and my kids both use it. So clearly, my guess is you got the wife.
Okay.
I got the kids.
Okay.
Because I got J-turned like 7 times by this MFer. Like,
oh no,
over and over and over again, going into corners and then just get rammed straight in the backside. So I'm doing 360s and spins and everything else. And it's just like, really? And that wasn't a J-turn. That is a pit maneuver. I got my terminology wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got so messed up by this thing, and I was just like, really, we're going down this rabbit hole now.
Yeah.
So I had to find out who it was, because that was
Jimbo in chat says Nympin ain't easy. Right. Oh man.
I hate this so much.
The show's canceled.
Yeah, we're done. We're
I
done.
love
Cancel the
you
whole
all.
thing. Like that.
Oh man.
Boston.
Yeah.
Is it even worth me using this anymore?
This pen? No.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what we're
No,
gonna write down.
no, because
Oh my god.
but yeah,
Anyways.
apparently I got a chuckle out of the kids because I was like, yeah, tell them to knock it off because I just keep getting destroyed, and not even in a good racing way,
Right.
but like just rammed off the road at every single chance.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. I'm just
It's
gonna deal
fine.
with it. But you apparently got the partner because if that's crisp, clean racing, then you got probably the grown up, whereas I got the bumper cars version.
God, yeah,
Man,
it's really rough out there it's just a lot of like, I'm doing pretty well. I'm moving up the field. I'm in third place. Oh, I'm in second place. Where's first place? She is like way out there. I can't even see taillights.
it's also because you suck though, which is
Well,
a long
I am okay.
it's a long established show trope that we know the truth about you
That's
in
right.
video games. You're almost bad enough to be a professional video game reviewer. That's how bad you are.
Oh, snaps. We love you, video game reviewers, if you're listening.
Yes, we do. Actually, screw the people who say otherwise. But yeah, Forza Horizon 5 continues to be a phenomenal game on so many different levels
It's
that
so good.
it's just great.
It's good enough that I am
Still playing
interacting
it.
like when I'm like interacting with the seasonal stuff, which I have looked at in past years, or like the 3, I think 4 started the season stuff, and looking at that and being like, I don't want to do this. Like, what? Why am I going to do all these dumb races? And Forza Horizon 5 is just like, yeah, I want to keep doing all of this.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a great, I think I said it last week, it's a great way to put focus into that game, which can occasionally need it a lot.
And get like a little taste of everything. Like you get to try every mode, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And every car as well, because it's like, go do this jump in a utility van. It's like, okay, sure. Why not?
Yep.
Go do this drift race in, an 80s muscle car. Sure. Why not?
I'll try it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It's fine. Whatever. Moving on. Due to a birthday wish, I continued to play Song of Iron, which has hit my backlog, unfortunately, a lot. So I played a fair bit of that this week.
Yep.
I'm guessing I'm close to the end.
Okay.
Which is very difficult to know with a game that doesn't have chapters.
Right.
They patched it, and I'm still running into a couple of bugs here and there, which is fine. It's like one dude devved it, so whatever.
Yeah, it's a super small team, so.
Yeah, so I'm still having fun with it. I still like the music. I don't like it when the bugs cause the music to stop, which is annoying. But generally, I'm having really fun with it. I've got like 3 sets of magic now, I think. So now I'm going up to a puzzle and then trying to figure out which magic I need to use to best it, kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. I still love the way it looks. I did get an achievement this week.
Oh.
For finding a secret room, which had a dude sitting on the edge of a well with an arrow. And then I took the arrow out, and the body fell down the well. And then it made a whole bunch of noise. And then a bunch of enemies stormed into the room. And then I killed them all. And then the achievement popped. And it said, throw yourself in next time. Because it was very clearly a Lord of the Rings reference.
Oh boy. At least it wasn't an arrow in the knee reference. That's really where I thought that was going.
It was actually pretty funny because like it legitimately does the whole body down the well thing, like the same way the movie does it, where it's just like silence, silence. Ba-dum.
Also, could have been a Downwell reference. It was right there. Downwell's great.
No, it's not a Downwell reference. It's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Bummer.
I pulled the arrow out and that made the body fall down the well. It's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's a fine reference. The fight was actually relatively easy because I just set myself on fire apparently and just attacked a bunch of people and that worked. So cool.
That'll do it.
Yeah. It also looked like Lord of the Rings because it was a black cave with a light shining in on this tomb looking thing, and I was like,
right.
Well, clearly this is a Lord of the Rings reference.
Right.
I don't even have to get the achievement to know that. But I did it and I got the achievement and it was fine. Song of Iron continues to be pretty solid so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I will see how much time I have left in the game and also how much time I'll have left in 2021 because that rapidly is being expended. Okay, Cats and Soup. I continue playing Cats and Soup. I am still only playing it like once or twice a day, if that.
Yep.
I have a claw machine now.
That's incredible. I love it.
And you do the claw thing and you get baubles and they're full of the premium currencies and sure.
So
why
good.
not? So hot air balloon, fishing pond, claw machines, cute cats dressed as T-Rexes as well I have now, by the
Trampoline.
way. This game is dumb and I like it and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a great dumb little idle game that just happens to have one of the prettiest art styles I've seen in a while.
So good looking.
Yeah. I also increased the size of my forest now, and so I can zoom out a lot more.
Oh, nice.
Those cats get small, dude.
Right.
Which is great when you're trying to find a hot air balloon and tap it. And also, they do a really smart thing of all of the like shortcut missions, all of the missions like the fishing and the claw machine. They have a menu bar in the bottom right-hand corner, which you can just shortcut to jump straight to those things. So you don't have to find it, zoom in on it, hit the button to start the minigame or whatever. You can just straight go to the menu and just start the minigame. So it works out really nicely. Which I like. It's quality of life improvements. But no, Cats and Soup is fine. It's a nice little clicker, and I still do listen to it, so that's fun.
Yeah.
My final game this week. I started Kill It With Fire last week. I finished Kill It With Fire this week.
Right.
Which that game is so stupid in places, and I adore it for how dumb it is.
Yep.
There is an assault rifle in the game, and one of the achievements is to do a 360 no-scope kill to a spider.
I love it. That's my kind of game.
Sure, why not? Let's just throw that in for poops and giggles, because why not?
Yep.
When every level has like this challenge, which is like kill spiders with this method or that method or whatever. And it's like a radio, like an old school like radio thing that you have to beatbox,
like a tape deck
around.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those that starts this challenge, and so of course I do all of those challenges, and at the end there's a great joke at the end of the game, depending on how many of them you get. And part of unlocking those is it gives you cheat codes for the end of the game.
Ooh, okay.
And one of them is tiny mode.
Okay.
And it turns you into the size of a spider.
Okay.
So you're tiny, and you need to beat a level in that mode to get an achievement called Lilliputian Commando, which is...
That's real good.
A deep cut to Gulliver's Travels. Is it Gulliver's Travels or Gulliver's Tales? Whichever.
Oh, I don't know, yeah.
But you can literally run around the level exactly as the spider would. Including going under the doors the way a spider was, so you don't even have to open the doors anymore.
Oh, that's real cool. This game's cool.
It's so stupid, and I adore every cheesy, dumb moment of it.
It knows exactly what it is, and it lives right there.
Yeah, it reminds me of the stupid shopping cart game.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one's called, but yeah. That
Mhm.
and like Rain on Your Parade, like they're all kind of, we had this idea and we ran all the way with it.
Yeah, and then they just like when they get the chance to, especially in achievements, they just throw in random references. Like
Mm-hmm.
I still love the fact that that dumb shopping cart game has the "For You It Was Tuesday" achievement
Mm-hmm.
because why not?
Yep. So good.
It's so stupid. But
Man.
yeah, Killer with Fire is fun. If you have Game Pass, it's well worth giving it a shot. It's also on the cloud streaming service too,
Oh,
by the
nice.
way.
Nice.
So if you have Game Pass and you don't have an Xbox, feel free to give it a shot there as well.
Yeah.
Wink, paid promotion. Wink, wink,
Send us
wink.
a chat. So you're fighting on the surface. They go underneath the ground on the island, and there's underneath the island, there's like this somehow there's this entire huge network of facilities in there. You get a
Okay.
whole bunch of story stuff. Then you and some other like sort of important main characters are sort of running away and running to the middle of the sort of underground portion of the island. Then you get kicked out, and because of what The Rock and like the main character of Fortnite did, the entire island flips to the other side, and that's the map today for Chapter 3. It was absolutely wild and
Hold
so
on.
incredibly cool looking.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Did they seriously flat earth Fortnite?
pretty much, yeah. And like as it's floating, you see the middle of the island that's just full of stuff you have never seen before. So like there's a pretty significant amount of stuff that they just kind of nonchalantly showed as they flipped this entire island. So unlike when Chapter 1 moved to Chapter 2, the game was only down for last night. It came up really early this morning, and it's all playable. It's the first, from what I understand, they just upgraded the engine to Unreal Engine 5, so I believe it's the first major Unreal Engine 5 release.
Okay.
Which it still
Which,
looks.
according to Unreal Engine rules, that means that it's officially gone gold.
That's right. It saw its shadow, however that works. But it still looks great. It runs 120 frames, has great ray tracing. Like the engine largely looks the same. The new island seems really cool. It's half covered in snow at the moment, but I think that's because of Christmas. I think they're just doing their Christmas event because all the bushes have Christmas lights in them.
Okay.
If the island is permanently going to be half snow, that will kind of be a bummer because it's not the most exciting thing. But we've got plenty of time to enjoy this island. They added a weapon that you can aim down sights now, which is really freaking me out. I like don't know how to
Wait,
shoot in this game aim down sights.
did it? It used to do the left trigger zoom in, didn't it?
Yep. Yeah. You do like a little bit of zoom, and some weapons would zoom, like sniper rifles and stuff like that, but it was still third person over the shoulder. Um, there's sliding now, very similar to Apex, where you can like slide down hills, it goes faster, stuff like that. Spider-Man is in this season, apparently.
Yeah, I saw the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, I landed the Daily Bugle to do a challenge earlier today. That was wild. Apparently his web swingers are in the game somewhere, and there's like a new swinging mechanic where you can actually swing across the map.
Well,
The
they've got some deep things to live up to when it comes to that kind of stuff. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean Fortnite won't live up to some of that stuff, but it's neat that they have a new thing. The Gears of War COG logo is spray painted in some places on the map. that's weird. I don't know if we're just like gonna get some Gears dudes soon. Probably. I mean, everybody else
Master
is in
Chief
there.
was already in it, wasn't he?
He is, yeah, yeah. My first match.
Dude, I'm
Go.
sorry. Just thinking to myself, we need to see. We need to see the Fortnite body versions of the COG soldiers. Because they are so wide, dude.
They're very big. I wonder how
They're
they're
like
gonna do some
walking
of that.
trees.
Yeah, because like Master Chief looks pretty good in Fortnite. Because like I know the Spartans are supposed to be really big, but they're just as big as everybody else, and the proportions look okay. But yeah, like Marcus Phoenix is thick. Like, how are you gonna put him in there? Like,
He's
yeah,
thick with like 9 C's, dude.
yeah, like he's a big dude. But I played a couple of matches this morning. It feels really good. My first match, I got what apparently is called a crowned victory royale, which not only did I win a solo game, but I stole a crown from off of an enemy, that another player that I killed, so I get increased experience, which has been nice.
What the? I don't even want to know what the crown is or whatever. Let's go.
I am learning along with everyone else, so that's all the game has told me before is like, get more XP for holding the crown. It's like, cool, great. I can also verify, unlike Chapter 2, my first match was definitely not against all bots, because that thing was sweaty. That was that was a victory well earned. But if anyone's looking to pop in, well, I earned that victory. I mean, I shot a lot of people. If anyone's looking to hop into Fortnite, the beginning of a chapter is always a really good time to hop in. This is the first time I've ever run into queues for Fortnite. Fortnite is, I think there were 3.2 million people playing today. So if you're going to start playing today, the servers are under a little bit of duress. So maybe give it a little bit of time. But it seems really good. It seems like Fortnite is still in a really good spot. Totally different weapon set, totally different item set. None of the weapons and items from before have been carried over. So it's a lot of like picking stuff up and being like, what do I use? Oh, okay, that's a sniper rifle. Okay, cool, it's great. Oh, that's an auto shotgun. Okay, interesting. So it's fun. It's great. Fortnite's good. You should play it. It's free.
Yeah.
I did play my last game here, Isaac Repentance. I made a pretty significant amount of progress this week. I got the majority of Bethany's post-it note finished. I think I still have to do Mega Satan, Mother, and Delirium. So, like, I don't want to do any of them, especially not Delirium. Bethany is really weird, and I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about her. She has an active item that she can't drop or switch. That's a book. If you use the book...
Did she capture souls? Please tell me she captures souls.
Well, what is the book even called? I don't remember. If you use the book, it takes all your charges and spawns a wisp that shoots like a very small tier. So if you use it a couple times, you have a bunch of wisps. If the wisp hits an enemy, it just disappears. Also, you can't pick up spirit hearts. Your spirit hearts fill the charges on your book.
Okay.
The real rub is that book changes for each and every active item you pick up to absorb the effects of that item. So let's say you pick up something like Book of Revelations, which spawns, it's 6 charge, spawns a soul heart, and just gives it to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the effect that book will have now. It will do its thing plus Book of Revelations, but the wisp that it spawns is different. So you can get into some really, truly nutty combinations if you can build a character and your active item in different ways. Like I picked up Book of Sin, which is still the same as it ever was. It kind of drops a consumable when you use it. But the wisp it spawns is different based on the consumable it dropped. And when that wisp goes away, it drops that consumable again. So
Okay.
if you use it and you drop a battery, you get a battery wisp that does like an electric shot. And then when that wisp goes away, it drops another battery.
Edmund has too much time on his hands.
Right, because there's like 400 active items in this game, and each and every single one does something different with this book. It's insane. Like, and I haven't had a truly good run with her yet. Most of my runs are just, I know how to min-max using like the non-active items, and I've kind of gotten myself into a good run. But I can kind of see some of these items you can pick up are a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. So I don't want to do alt path. I don't want to fight Mother. I kind of don't like that fight too much. Delirium is totally broken. Mega Satan's a pretty fun fight, but getting to him is a little bit crazy. Oh, I need to beat the true ending boss too. So I decided I'm not going to go super deep on Bethany. I'll play Jacob and Esau. My time will come on that for sure. I will play Jacob and Esau, which I'm having a really, really hard time playing. Jacob and Esau are two characters that you can control independently.
Okay.
But both of them have their own stats, HP, and items they pick up and they use.
So, is this a more complicated Ice Climbers I'm basically hearing?
Basically, like, they've had a character in there called the Forgotten, which you can switch between two different modes, like a melee mode and like a ghost ranged mode. That was kind of a lot already, and this one having to keep track of two characters at the same time that have totally different stats and totally different needs is a lot.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really a lot. I know I'll get there, but for me, it's been a lot of like learning how to play Isaac again, where like, you know, when you and I started playing Isaac, it's like, I beat the first boss. Yes, let's go. I did it. Jacob and Esau is like, I made it to the second floor. Yes, I'm getting better. And it's just a whole lot.
Yeah, it sounds like a left brain, right brain thing. That's just like, I'm good. I don't need to jump into that madness.
I'll get it eventually, but like, it's definitely one of those characters where it's like, I have to play this whole thing totally differently. I have been diving into some of the other Tainted characters too. I'm in the middle of a run right now with Tainted. Oh my god, there's so many characters in there. What's the flying with the short brimstone?
Azazel?
Yes, doing Tainted Azazel right now, which can't fly, doesn't have a super strong brimstone, but it's very thin and it knocks back a little bit more, but it stretches across the entire screen.
Okay.
So that's been pretty interesting.
Azazel was always my jam.
Yeah, Azazel's pretty great. It's interesting to see how they have sort of flipped for his Tainted one. The one I'm really having a hard time with is Tainted Eden. For anyone that's not listening, when you beat the game, you get an Eden token. Yeah.
For anyone that's not listening?
For anyone that hasn't played it that's listening, God, we've been recording for so long today. When you beat the game, at any point, you get an Eden token. So every time you beat it, you get one more token. You use a token to play Eden, and she has a truly randomized loadout. All of her stats are randomized. The items she starts with, famously, the trinkets she starts with.
That's why I'm laughing, folks.
Yeah, all of that stuff is randomized. So you can kind of start with a real dog of a run where you're just fighting against it the whole time, or hey, you started with incredibly, impossibly good weapons here at the beginning, like you're just gonna win this one. How Tainted Eden works is every time you get hit, your entire run gets re-rolled. Your health, your stats, your items, your trinkets, and all of your active items and passive items.
So it's D100 except every time you get hit.
Uh-huh. It's a nightmare.
Okay. I've had some insane D100 runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not having that control is really rough. Like, there are some rooms, you go into a room and you're just having a bad time, and you get hit 3 or 4 times, and just like in the middle of a room having to figure out how to stop hurting yourself with the items and the weapons you were using has been pretty interesting. Yeah, and I still haven't beat the delete this challenge, which is the last one. It's off of the post-it notes on the challenge list.
Okay.
Every time you pick up an item, it is a combination of 2 to 4 items, and all of that is randomized. And it is highly entertaining and super frustrating.
Honestly, it sounds like it a little bit.
It's really wild. It's really it's a challenge I'm having a lot of fun with. I've gotten nowhere close to finishing it, but it is always a disaster each and every time I play it, and I got to give it a lot of credit for that. But yeah, I'm kind of slowly working through Isaac stuff here when I have a little bit. I got like 20 minutes here. Let me fire up a run as Tainted Cain, who's probably my favorite Tainted character. Or let's try and make some progress here. Let's run Greeter mode as the Lost, which is just
the
absolute
you're
worst.
a masochist.
I have 2 trophies left. One of them is complete all of the post-it notes for, I think, the new characters, and the other one is the final trophy for getting everything. And I don't know when I'm going to do that, because that means I have done everything on 34 characters. So...
because you have a problem.
I do. My problem is I love Isaac, and it's too good. Isaac is really
too good, and Edmund doesn't have enough time, and has too much time on his hands, despite everything else he's doing.
Right. And now he has the guy that's working for the programming on the game that has all of his own ideas about sort of how he'd like to see the game kind of progress. And it seems like he and Ed are kind of a similar mind. So now we got 2 people,
to say the least.
Now we got 2 people making content for this game, which is going to be a real problem. But yeah, Isaac is great. That new version that came out, if you never played Isaac before and you've always been interested in it, the $60 version that just came out for Repentance that has everything in it, that's a really good deal. There's a lot of game in there. Moon and I have been playing Isaac for literally hundreds of hours and are not done with it. So
go back a couple of years and check your feed, and you'll see that we did like a 2-year-long streak of episodes about it.
Yeah, go listen to the Binding of Moonpier Boston Rebirth, which is a really great series about us challenging each other to weekly challenges, and
that's how it ended. It started with me learning, so it's
that's
actually a really good place to go back and learn as well.
Yeah, because I try to help Moon through getting his feet planted with Isaac, which can be a little bit intimidating. There is a lot of stuff in Isaac, and by design, most of it is not explained.
Yep.
Part of the intended fun of Isaac is just go try stuff. Go figure it out. Go go sort of poke at the seams of the game and see what happens. And this is just really great. I love it. One of the all-time great games. All right, that's all I've been playing this week. Let's take a break.
Yep.
Be right back. Excuse me. All right, I'll sit here and chat with chat. Man, Feyroor, you're playing Hades and Enter the Gungeon at the same time? That's like an incredible 1-2 punch of fantastic roguelikes. Where's Nip? He's out this week. He's dealing with some family stuff. He should be back. I think he's planning on being back next week. If not for us starting to record some of the end of the year stuff. Hopefully for the kind of episode proper. If you like hanging out with us live here, the next 2 weeks, we're going to be recording some of our end of the year stuff. We're going to be starting streaming super late, like way later than normal. And then like the last 2 weeks of this year, I think it is, we'll be on vacation. So the 26th and January 2nd won't have a live stream. We'll be off. We'll be taking our break. Episodes will come out, and we'll have YouTube will have a recording of the top 10 and the predictions episode, but we won't be streaming for those 2 weeks. So, and if you guys are interested in filling out the yes, Feyroor Reigns, that was Isaac Afterbirth, the new release. That came out on PC early this year, I believe, and it just came out on consoles here a couple weeks ago. Thank you to Feyroor in chat for suggesting I put the Google links on Patreon. I did that during the intro here. So if you want to go check that out, you don't need to be a patron to see that post. That's I'm 99% sure I made that public. Let's double check here. Patreon.com/E1M1. Yes, it's called End of the Year Documents. Please vote. So if you can vote, I don't believe you need a Google account to do that. You should be able to just get in there and vote. And if you can, that would be super great. You don't need to put your real name in the predictions episode. You can just put whatever you'd like me to call you in there. So don't feel pressured to put your real name or anything. And if you can vote, that's a super help. It helps the end of the year episodes turn out even better.
Apparently I stuck at mute on my mic, so enjoy the crinkly crap that you have to talk over in the extras there, dude.
Jimbo Jangle says Chorus looks really good, and you hear about that game until I saw all these positive reviews start popping up. Maybe since I played a good space shooter. Yeah, that reviews sort of, there must not have been a pre-release for that, but reviews have seemed very, very positive. What is it sitting at right now on OpenCritic? OpenCritic has a 73. Yeah, it seems cool. Seems like a fun thing. Boy, Forza Horizon 5 is sitting at a 92. Goodness. Man. All right, let's check last minute news stories while Moon is fueling. 7 free days of Final Fantasy 14 as congestion compensation. Nice. Also, when are we going to get at least a release window for Final Fantasy 16? I want to know that. I like that. Halo subreddit temporarily shut down because angry gamers won't stop being toxic jerks. Yep. That community so far has not learned how to give constructive criticism. Halo Infinite has some problems, that's for sure. But they're working on it, and I like one of the community guys from 343 was like, yeah, we launched Halo Infinite, and then we took a vacation as a studio, so like we're keeping the lights on, but we're gonna take a break for like a little bit, especially with the campaign launching. So like, take a breather, man. Excuse me. Yeah, nothing else going on. Disco's prawn cocktail flavor, yummy. If you were curious what Moo was eating, prawn cocktail discos.
Prawn cocktail is the flavor I miss most from England.
Yeah, that seems like a flavor that would not be popular over here. Nope. Sadly.
Louise.
All right, you ready to record this? Or we'll probably move this email to the next week because we're running out of time.
Yeah, sure.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of December 6th, 2021. Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker comes out PC, OS X, PS4, and PS5. I know a lot of people are playing it already because of early access, but this is when it's going to come out sort of wide. Or, I mean,
for real.
A lot of people aren't playing it because of the queues, which is always just like a bummer to see when it's like, yeah, it took off a couple days from work, and the queue is 4,700 people deep. So, I guess that's the downside to Final Fantasy XIV being incredibly good and incredibly popular. So hopefully that stuff subsides pretty soon. Gang Beasts comes out on the Switch. If you wanted to play physics-based multiplayer brawler, throw your friends into a subway train. Yeah. Life is Strange True Colors also comes out on the Switch, so you can play that. This isn't episodic. In case people didn't know, it's all of the episodes are released all at the same time. So you can go.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah. I think it's 5 episodes, but it's broken up to episodes like normal, so you kind of have a good like breaking point.
Stop point.
Yeah. And they gotta drop the cliffhangers, but this time you can just keep playing, which is nice. Halo Infinite comes out on Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. This is the campaign portion. This is also Game Pass day and date. I don't know if the thing you already have installed for multiplayer will allow you to download the single player. We'll find out on Tuesday, I'm sure, very quickly.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the thing I downloaded from multiplayer is only like 20 gigs, so probably not.
Probably not. We're looking at like probably a hot another 100-something gigs. But yeah, you probably already know, but it's coming out this week. And one of 2021's hottest games, Loop Hero, comes out on the Switch. I like Loop Hero a lot. This is probably a really good place to play it. Especially since I'm going to assume you can use the touchscreen to play this. If you can't,
about assumption.
Yeah, if you can't, I'm not entirely sure how you would play that game because it's very mouse focused. But I guess we will find out here fairly soon. Okay, move on to news stories here. Rumor time coming out of Bloomberg. PlayStation is working on a Game Pass style service codenamed Spartacus. I am Spartacus. This is a combination of PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now under one umbrella. So it's very much like what Microsoft did when Game Pass and Gold and all that stuff was separate. Sort of brought it under one umbrella for one price. Except this one looks like it's going to have 3 tiers because, of course, Sony needs to make this complicated. The first tier is your standard PlayStation Plus. You play stuff online. You get free games every month, etc., etc. Second tier will offer PS4 and eventually PS5 games. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm assuming it's going to be largely how PlayStation Now works today. You have the option to stream it, you have the option to download it, but as part of your monthly subscription thing, you'll get games. PS Now does not have games that are as fresh as Game Pass, which is sort of one of PS Now's problems. But the downloads work pretty well. It's a pretty good service. The third tier will offer extended demos. I don't know what that means. And game streaming along with PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PSP games.
Is extended demos essentially the same thing as like the free play weekends that Microsoft does?
Oh, yeah, maybe that might be it. Yeah. Because free play weekends is essentially like just download this thing and play it.
Play it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe. Maybe that's
90% of the time they are multiplayer games, so it's there for a reason.
Right.
But every now and again they'll throw in a single player.
Yeah. That third tier seems to be the most interesting one. Because I know the pain point for a lot of people is like, I started with a PS4, I started with a PS5. Look at all these cool games that are inaccessible. Microsoft have figured out how to sort that out through their technology. Sony has not. It's the appearance of Louise the cat. Hello, Louise. I think the big question here is, especially for that third tier with your classic sort of emulated games, are those games that you're able to download, or are those streaming as well? Because I feel like if it is games you can download and you can just emulate on your PS4 and your PS5, no big deal. That seems like a pretty easy choice. I would assume that the PS3 games would probably be streaming only, just LOL core chip technology. But if all of those games are streaming only, that feels like Sony shooting themselves in the foot before they even leave the gate.
Yeah.
So there's no... The rumor about this coming out of Bloomberg did not specify these things are streaming, these are download. The PS Now works. You can either stream or download the games. So, there sort of is a precedent for both of them. But we talked about this very, very briefly before we started even recording the Outcast, that this is like the most obvious thing Sony can do. Like, the two biggest things they can do is make more consoles, make a Game Pass service. Like, Microsoft is making money hand over fist somehow with Game Pass. I'm assuming because it is a subscription service and those just make money hand over fist. But this seems like the thing you want to do because Game Pass is the thing you buy when you buy an Xbox console.
Yep.
Like if you have the time to be able to play the games, you should have Game Pass. There's just, it's a 1-to-1 attach ratio.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this one is really interesting. This sort of feels like a foregone conclusion. But I will be interested to see. We like to beat up Sony on the show a lot because they make some really boneheaded choices when the easy one is right in front of them.
We deservedly beat off both Sony and Microsoft when they make stupid decisions about
absolutely
simple things.
But I feel like Microsoft over the last couple of years have really earned a positive outlook when they announce something. Where they announce something, you're like, all right, that's probably going to work. Auto HDR works. Their emulation stuff works. Game Pass just works. Like all of this stuff works. I think there's still an air of suspicion with Sony when it's like, you're going to do a Game Pass thing, but like, where are you going to try and nickel and dime us? Like, where are you going to try and pull the wool over our eyes? Like, what's the catch?
Yeah.
where I think Microsoft has earned a little bit more faith. So we'll see. The rumor is that it's going to be coming out sometime next year. I'm assuming beta dates will launch around the February or March timeframe, like they
Yeah.
always do. And we'll probably see it pretty quickly after that. Next news story: Titanfall 1 pulled from stores permanently. The servers are going to stay up for a while, but if you haven't been keeping track of Titanfall 2 and Apex, Apex Legends, I'm not sure I'm surprised they waited this long to pull Titanfall 1 off the store, because that has largely been the attack vector against Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends. Titanfall 1 has been, let's say, end of life from a patch standpoint for quite a while, sort of understandably. And I think they wanted to stop the bleeding at this point and say, like, all right, look, it's Titanfall 1. Let's be honest, you didn't play it when it came out. You're not playing it now unless you're trying to do a DDoS against Apex Legends. Let's just pull it down. Yep. Yeah. Last news story. Boy. Okay. Epic buys Harmonix. Insert very long pregnant pause here. To make things in Fortnite. Which is just like the monkey's paw curls yet again. Like, super happy that Harmonix is safe. Epic has a bajillion dollars at their beck and call. I just don't want them making stuff for Fortnite. I want them to keep making music games. I don't want them to make music stuff for Fortnite. And
what if they make music games in Fortnite?
I feel like any of the ancillary sort of like secondary stuff in Fortnite that isn't like solos, duos, squads just doesn't really get played that much. So I think if they have, I think the natural thing would be, maybe having Harmonix make some more music related or music creation stuff for the creative side of the battle royale part of Fortnite, because I can't discount Save the World. But it look, I love Fortnite. This seems like a real big waste of Harmonix's talents. Like, we made... Yeah, go ahead.
How about this?
Okay.
We all know Facebook's new name, and we all know what they want to do. We are very rapidly headed towards a Ready Player One universe.
Oh boy, great. Yeah.
So if Harmonix are bought by Epic, that's so they can make music games in Fortnite. So this just essentially becomes the race to the metaverse. Let's see who can do Ready Player One first, the fastest, between Facebook and Epic. And now
that's depressing. That sucked the life out of me. You're probably right. That sucks. That's such real bad.
If they make a music-based game and put it in Fortnite and it works, and especially if you can get that stuff going in VR as well.
Yeah. I hate
the small studios first, then before you know it, Epic have bought Warner Brothers, then the multiverse game, Multiversal or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Multiverses.
The Metaversal, and then all of a sudden you've got Fortnite guy in there as well, and then bing bang boom, we're in a dystopian nightmare. Further into a dystopian nightmare.
I hate this. Harmonix did put out a statement saying that they still plan to continue Rock Band DLC. They continue to create Fuser events. And they still plan to sell their games on Steam. So I think largely from a long-term support standpoint of their they're kind of two existing large franchises. Super happy to see that it's not like a Rock Band, whatever. They're still gonna keep pumping that stuff out because they still put out Rock Band DLC like every couple of months. It's like, yeah, here's 30 more tracks. It's like that, great, that's fantastic. I love it. So yeah, I guess buy a VR headset and get ready for their Beat Saber knockoff or whatever they're gonna put in Fortnite.
Fortnite DJ Hero.
Okay, DJ Hero was great. Both of those DJ Hero games are great. All right, now I'm talking. Where are my controllers? They're probably in storage.
Dude, we already have people doing concerts in Fortnite.
We do.
Now you can be the DJ in your own concert in Fortnite, and you just get kicked into a random lobby, and then whoever joins in just can come and watch you play.
Now you can be the DJ for Fortnite's biggest fan, Ariana Grande. Waiting for her to announce her next concert in Fortnite. Both of which have actually been very cool. They are very cool events, man. Yeah. Not to end on a downer note, but that's our episode this week. I'm so sorry. Thank you for listening. You can visit us at tvgp.tv. Find and follow us everywhere on the right-hand side of the page, including those link to the Discord server. You can hang out with us and the rest of the best community on the internet. You can also find us at patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
We got all the we gave you all the sales pitch here at the beginning. Don't forget this week's episode of the Outcast is
like 40 minutes.
It's nuts. That's not even with the stuff that comes after what I'm talking about right now, and the stuff in between segments. Pharaoh Rain says, questions next year? No, we're just probably. I said no too fast, but yeah, maybe. I might save those all for when we come back at the beginning of next year, because the rest of the next couple weeks is we're going to be recording like 6 hours of episodes a week. That's, God, heaven help us. Yeah, send all your stuff in.
That's a work day in a civilized country is what that is.
Yeah. So like Germany. You're gonna help us all over on the Patreon page, and I love Germany. I'm not crap talking Germany.
I'm trying to not make the stereotypical Englishman joke here. Yeah. So we'll move on from there.
Yeah, Germans are great. You can help us pay for all of this stuff. By stuff, I mean like hosting and software and stuff like that. Moon and I don't get paid, that's for sure. But you can help us.
Not by this schlub, no.
Yeah, get us closer to the $250 a month goal, so I can play some spooky, scary stuff, and we can start saving up for some new equipment. The equipment we have is fine.
I want to see Boston poop himself on pants. If you're a giant bomb, poop himself on pants. I'm definitely tired.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of Giant Bomb, you've seen the picture or the GIF of Patrick Klepek taking off the VR headset and walking away.
Mm-hmm.
I want that for Boston.
That's me. Yeah. Patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
That's our episode this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And 1 second before we get started with that. Pharaoh, red zip on the left side, blue zip on the blue side. It's trimmed in the same colors on the underside, same with the pockets. And
it even has the logo on your sleeve for the Paragon Renegade.
Yeah,
that's great.
So depending on which side you're looking at, can barely see that one, but yes, that is the Paragon side, which is the blue side, and that is the Renegade side, which is the red side. Hence why it's split in different halves, because right trigger is Paragon, left trigger is Renegade. Yes, I had to check my sleeve to make sure I was saying that correctly.
Hey, you never know. All right, hit me with your titles.
Okay. It's new stuff. Are you the host? Disgusting mouth noise, natural pH balance.
Yep.
Skipping that one for now. Clarifications, please. Flat Earth Fortnite, which on any other week
that's
is
a
a
good title.
shoo-in. The Race to the Metaverse, if we want to get real depressed.
Oh, I'm gonna write it down, but I don't like it.
And obviously the Nominees.
Race to the Metaverse. I gotta Google search.
Well, Metaverse.
No, does nimping mean anything?
That's true.
Am I saying some horrible slur?
Every day, dude.
Did you mean nipping? Pimping? Limping?
Ooh.
No
Great matches, so it looks like it's
has something to do with hacking.
Well, dude, number one, it doesn't have an ing, it's an I and apostrophe.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's not. No, there's some real interesting bottom of the barrel Google search results here.
I don't know, dude.
It's ironically, it's not my favorite title of this week. I think that's really funny, but I like Natural pH Balance, and I Have a Claw Machine now. And actually, Flat Earth Fortnite and Race to the Metaverse are both really good too.
I like Race to the Metaverse, but honestly, we're asking for a lawsuit right there.
Metaverse is as of right now, is a generalized term.
Nice clarification.
Yeah. At the time of the recording, the defendant.
Honestly, if I was going to choose one, it would be Flat Earth Fortnite, just because I love a good alliteration.
That's a good string of words. I'd be okay with that. I'm going to circle that. I like
Flat Earth Fortnite.
Flat Earth?
Mm-hmm.
Why Earth?
Just because I felt like saying it funny that time.
Okay.
Earth is fine.
Yeah, I like that, and maybe we'll get some Chapter 3 SEO. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or we'll get a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists in your inbox, which is fine because I don't have to deal with that crap.
Yeah, I can just close the mailbox down. This place is lousy with flat earthers coming out of the woodwork. This is a tough one. It's also hard because everybody is in Fortnite now, so you can't even say, LOL, I'm playing Iron Man in Fortnite. It's like, yeah, he's been in there for like a year.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to make a reference to a xenomorph doing whatever the dance is called. The floss.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've got something. Really, Gal?
I heard her meow earlier, which must have been a very loud meow for the mic to pick it up. I know, Louise.
No. If you can wait like 5 seconds, I will get you food.
It will be dinner time as soon as I do the 3, 2, 1. Go say hi to Facey. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I got something. Probably a bit too deep. Well, we'll see.
I like it. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 737 for December 6th, 2021. Flat Earth Fortnite.
It's a bird. It's a cage. Now it's a bird in a cage.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us.
Optical illusion callback to the 1400s or whatever.
That's right. All you kids that can't afford a radio yet, get this cool flipping thing. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Again, next 2 weeks, we're going to be going live streaming late, So we apologize if for making you wait, but we appreciate if you can hang out with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.